I'm Tim Musselman. I'm the son of Blair Musselman that worked at Wilson Printing Company for 50 years. He started in high school, worked for Bert Wilson, and then he went to the service, and Bert Wilson wrote to him when he was in the service, and when Dad returned from the military, Bert Wilson was knocking on his door asking whether he wanted to come to work again. So that's what he did for pretty much the rest of his life. So the company was founded around 1927, and Dad and Henry Foote and Jim Tessanier ended up buying Bert Wilson out in the late 50s. So they were a three-partnership, and then my dad ended up buying Henry Foote and Jim Tessanier out in the late 60s and owned the business by himself. So it was located on South Market Street, and in the 70s, the church wanted that building to build a new church, so he moved around the corner to where French's Cleaners were. So that was a big move in the early 70s, and he ended up staying there until he died. He was still operating this machinery. This is probably around a 1900 or 1910. This is a Chandler and Price hand feed press, and this would have had a motor on it. It's got a wood clutch, so you set the type up in this chase here on a table, and then you put it in a press here and lock it up. And then as this goes through its motions here, there's ink up on this plate here. So the rollers catch the ink and then they roll down over the type every time. So you take the paper out and then put the paper in, and you get in a rhythm, get to going here. The only instruction I ever had was don't get your hands in there. There's no guards or anything on this machinery, but I used to run this thing for hours, but it was set on a wood floor so it would rock. But that's Dad never changed the name to Musselman or anything. He always kept it Wilson Printing because of the establishment and everything. But that's the story of Wilson Printing.